So there is this rule called the distribution property. So just let's take a look what it's all about. So in other words, let's write down how to distribute. Okay, like you're tossing something, right? Distribute, like dishing out newspapers or whatnot. Okay, so let's see if there's anything at all like that. Let's say 2 times x minus 3 is equal to what? Okay, if you ever see the word distribute, it means to multiply. So each term. Okay, so for example, we're going to take 2 times x, okay, and then 2 times negative 3. Okay, let's make a note of it here, that what we're doing is multiplying. Okay, so take 2 times x to get 2x. 2 times 3 is 6. Positive times negative is negative. Okay, you cannot combine variable terms and constant terms, so the best we can do is just leave it alone. Let's look at another one so that we can make sure that we understand this here. Negative 5 times 2 minus x equals what? Okay, so just going to rewrite this here. What you're going to do is take negative 5 times 2 and then take negative 5 times negative x. Okay, so multiply. Ask yourself, what is 5 times 2? Okay. Negative times positive. 5 times x is 5x. Negative times negative is positive. Okay, so again, constant term here, that is separate from the variable term here. We cannot combine it, so just leave it alone. Okay, so let's see how we can apply this knowledge towards solving an equation. Okay, so give it a moment to let this sink in, and then we'll move on to solving an equation where you would need to apply the distribution property in order to find out the answer. So solve this equation. Four times x minus 3 is equal to 2x plus 8. Okay. Again, keep in mind that your goal is to isolate x. You want to get x by itself, and at the same time here, apply that distribution property to what you're about to do. Just rewriting this equation here. Okay, so first thing, we are going to take 4 times x and then 4 times negative 3. Write it down, draw the arrows until you get a hang of what we're up against here. Okay, so take 4 times x, you get 4x. 4 times 3 is 12. Positive times negative is negative, equals, okay, 2x plus 8. Okay. Can you guess what we're going to do next? We have variables on both sides, so let's move it to one side. Pick either side. You can move the variable to your right if you like, but here I'm going to just move it to the left. So you have 2x there. How would you get rid of the 2x? If you say subtract it away, you are correct. So minus 2x, because there's an equal sign here, so subtract 2x here too. Okay. So 4x minus 2x gives us 2x minus 12 equals, after this subtraction, you get 8 left over on the right side. Okay? So, again, if your equation looks cleaner than before, we're heading in the right direction. Okay, so in order to get x by itself, let's get rid of the minus 12 here. What is the opposite of subtract 12? Okay, so let's add 12 to both sides. That cancels out. All that we have left on left is 2x is equal to 8 plus 12. Okay, let's take this home, shall we? So here you have x times 2 equals 20. What is the opposite of times 2? So let's divide 2. The 2 cancels out. All that we have left is x equals 20 divided by 2 is 10. There you go. Moving right along here, guys. Remember that interest formula that we talked about earlier in numbers and operations? P equals IRT. So let's play with that formula real quick, since we are rearranging things to isolate for a variable. So let's say, given the formula for, remember this is for simple interest. Okay, P equals IRT, or better yet, I equals PRT. Okay. The question is how to solve for R. Solve for R. And like you did with x earlier, you got x by itself. In this case, we're going to get R by itself. Okay, so let's rewrite this over here where we have some more room. I equals PRT. R is right there in the middle of P and T, right? So we need to isolate it. What you have currently is R times PT. The opposite of times PT is to divide PT. So let's divide PT on both sides. So now the P cancels and the T cancels, leaving us with just R is equal to I over PT. Okay. So going back to what the question wants, it says solve for R. We've gotten R by itself. R is equal to I over PT. So we've done what we've been asked to do. Okay. So you're probably familiar with this equation here. Let's say you're given, sometimes you probably remember it off your head. If not, chances are you'll be given the formula for finding something. Like here in this case, will give you the area for, sorry, the formula for area of a triangle. Does anyone remember what that is? Area is equal to 1/2 of the base times height. And the question is how to, let's say, solve for h. Solve for h. Let's say the base doesn't matter to us. The area doesn't matter. We want to find out exactly what the height is. Okay, so again, given the area of for the formula for area of a triangle, area equals 1/2 of the base times height. If you want to solve for h, h is right here after the b. So we need to isolate h. The first thing I'm going to do is going to get rid of the fraction. Okay? So the way you can get rid of fraction is by multiplying by its reciprocal. Okay? So the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2/1. Okay, so let's take the left side, multiply it by 2/1, which is equivalent to 2. Okay, so notice that the 2 cancels out, the 1 cancels out. What you have left on the right side is just BH, and what's left on the left side is 2 times A, which is 2A. We're getting there. Okay, so let's get rid of the base. Currently you have h times base. What is the opposite of times base? If you say divide base, you are correct. So applying that to both sides, what you have left is just h on the right and 2a over b on the left. You've gotten h by itself, your job is done. So h is equal to 2a over b. Okay. You guys remember the equation for a line? ax plus by equals c. Hope so. Okay. So, given the equation for a line, ax plus by equals c, the question is going to give you what to solve for. So in this instance, how to solve for y. Okay. There it is. See if you can get y by itself using what we've talked about so far. Okay, push pause on this video and go at it. Good luck. Okay, so keeping in mind that your goal is to get y by itself, I'm just going to rewrite this. Ax plus by equals c. Notice that ax is in the way if I want to get y alone. So here you have by plus ax. What's the opposite of plus ax? Okay, let's subtract it away. So subtract ax on both sides. Ax is cancels out there. So what you have is by equals c minus ax. Okay. Now if we can just get rid of the b. So what you have here is y times b. What is the opposite of that? So I'm going to take it, divide b. The b cancels out. Y is equal to c minus ax all over b. Okay? Check to make sure that we have isolated the variable that we were out to do. Says solve for y. There it is. Y is by itself. Our job is done.